My mother re-traumatized my wife, and I hate her so much. I don't want to get into my wife's history, I don't think that's my story to tell, but it wasn't good, and left its scars, similar to the ones most people in those situations have. We got married very young, partially to get out of the houses we were raised in, sadly, but my mother and I mostly mended things over the years, right up until she got a bug up her bottom about my wife. Out of nowhere. She began reintroducing things that had previously traumatized my wife to her, I now solely believe to hurt her. Why? No clue. Not interested in anything about that woman ever again until her obituary, which I will hang on my office wall, framed, one day. My wife is the quietest, least offensive person in the world. Everyone may not love her, but to hate her like this takes a special kind of demon. The first time she upset my wife, I nearly cut her off completely, but my wife asked me not to for the sake of our children, who love grandma. And what did it get us? The second time she decided to emotionally abuse my wife, it was so much worse, and even though it's been over a year now, I still see the effects of it today. She's quieter than usual, and flinches if you walk up behind her too quickly. She can barely leave the house, she hates things she used to love, she cut all her hair off up to her chin, and started wearing makeup again, even though she hates it. It's painful to watch, and even with therapy, new meds, and all the support our children and I can give, it's such a slow process. My mother, whom I hesitate to even fucking call that anymore, is cut off entirely, with the threat of legal action keeping her at bay. There's a good chance we're going to have to leave our fucking home and the state we've come to love for my wife to feel comfortable again, though she'll never say it, and has only cried and said no whenever I do. But I can tell she's scared here, and I just want her to feel safe again. My children will have to switch schools, and I will have to transfer to a new facility. Luckily the company I work for has them in several states and countries other than the one I live in now, but still, it fucking sucks. All because of the pond scum I used to call mom. My aunt, the only family I have left alive other than my mother, tried to defend her exactly once before I made it clear that I wasn't going to hear any defense of the indefendable, and that she was just lucky I hadn't called the cops already.